Okay then, Keeley, here we are is a tutorial video for you for the surgeon simulator. I'm going to teach you how to do a heart surgery here. As you can see at the beginning, I'm still sort of trying to remember how to move my hands. This isn't a live commentary, this is a recording I've done afterwards. Obviously, it's not a good idea to do commentaries and surgery at the same time. That's well, like, there's a good chance of making mistakes. We don't want to make mistakes. Surgery is a very serious business. Okay, so the first thing to do is get rid of that green thing that's covered in blood and it looks very unhygienic, if you ask me. I don't know whose blood that is. Hopefully it's the patient's. Right, so first tool we need to use is the hammer. I should point out that this is the second time that I've done this commentary, as it went a little bit wrong the first time I did it. So if I sound a little bit worn out and dejected, I do apologise. So as you can see, I dropped the hammer there. Try not to do that. If your tools fall off the table, that's just not a good thing. That's not what we want to see happen. So bone is quite hard. You need to give it a good hit. You need to really get stuck in there and slowly chip away. Whatever you do, try not to drop your watch into the patient's body. That isn't a good idea. You know, watches always useful things to tell the time, but if you get them stuck in your body, they can make you sick. So anyway, we'll not worry about that. We can get that out later. For now, the most important thing that we can do is break open the rib cage and see if we can get access to all the internals there, which are the lungs. I think we've got a stomach, is the pink bit down there at the bottom, and of course the most important part is the heart, and that is the piece, of course, that we are trying to remove. I'm not too sure why we're doing this surgery. I assume he's got a faulty heart, some kind of faulty valve, or I don't know. We're going to replace it with a new heart anyway, so that this patient makes a full recovery and can live a full and active life doing whatever it is that he does. I don't know, maybe he's a postman or a professional athlete, but whatever, we're going to make him better. Right, a bit of stubborn bone here. If you get a bit of stubborn bone, no, just keep being patient. There's no rush. We do have to, we've got to try and be as speedy as possible, but less haste, more speed. That makes sure our patient gets through the operation without too much blood loss, which of course can kill the patient, and the last thing that you want to do is a dead patient. So you managed to get that large piece out. There's just one tiny little bit left. Yeah, there we go. Just sort of slowly chipping away there on the edges of that bone. If slow chipping doesn't work, you can just go get stuck in. Just get it out. There we go. That's it. That's the bone removed. That's it. So we don't need the hammer anymore. We can get rid of the hammer. So it doesn't matter if that falls on the floor now. So we have a little bit of loss rate there. That's a little bit of blood. Sort of. Oh, apologies for the cut and camera work there. We had a few issues. So we use this green injection thing. If you just sort of apply that, we can reduce the blood loss, thus giving us a little bit more time to carry out the operation without our patient dying. So I couldn't quite remember what tool to use next. I nearly used the saw, but I don't think we really need that. I think what we actually need is one of these scalpels. I don't know which is the best one for removing lungs, but let's just get stuck in there, shall we? So you just get in, have a good cut around. You're going to get a bit of blood loss now, but it doesn't matter, you're always going to lose a little bit of blood, and that's not too big a deal. Don't worry if you get blood on your arms and your thumbs like I have there. Surgery is a messy business, a very important business, but a very messy business, and that's just something you just have to deal with. If you're squeamish of blood, this isn't the job that you want to get into, but I know you could handle this, Keeley. I know you aren't squeamish and you can pretty much do anything you put your mind to. At this point I remembered that you don't actually need the scalpel to remove the lungs. You can just rip those things out there. Get it out there. Throw it on the floor, it doesn't matter. He doesn't need 2 lungs, he's got 1 lung. That's enough lungs to breathe. So I just thought I'd just clear a bit of the bone there, just give myself a bit of space. So we can now see the heart there at the bottom beating away. It looks quite healthy to me. I don't know, I hope nobody's made a mistake and he actually has a healthy heart and we're removing it for no reason perhaps, but we don't worry about that. It's not our problem. All we've been told is just to get this heart out and replace it with a nice new heart that we have there. So I managed to remove the watch. It wasn't intentional, but it's always a good thing to remove any bits that aren't supposed to be in their body, like watches and scalpels and livers. Who needs a liver? We'll have that for our tea later. Let's just dump that on the floor. Right, get back to the scalpel. So we need to basically remove the pipe. I think Can't remember what these pipes are called. Food pipe. We'll just call it food pipe. I don't think that's not the technical term. But it's the bit that transfers food down into your. Oh, I think it's the esophagus. I'll leave that to you, Keeley. You can go and have a look that up on the internet and see if it's called the esophagus. I think that's right. Or is that for breathing? Well, anyway, we've managed to incur a bit of blood loss here, so I'd like to just slow down a little bit. The patient has now lost about half of his blood. That's it's maybe a bit more than we'd want him to lose. As you can see, I dropped the scalpel in. That's not a good idea. And neither is trying to pull it out by the blade that can get your hands cut. I thought I'd maybe just have a go at sort of yanking the food pipe out, but that hasn't worked. We still need to cut a little bit more. Not with the drill. Oh dear, the drill's gone out of control. I hope that doesn't spin over and hit our patient in the head. That wouldn't be good. We might have to do a brain transplant if that happens. There we go. So we've cut away. Literally cut away at the food pipe and also cut the video a little bit. So now we've cut that pipe away, you can get into the heart, so just get stuck in, and there we go. You'll notice that you can't hear the heart beating anymore, so that means we successfully cut the heart away. In the final stages now of our operation, get rid of that heart. We need to get stuck in there, get your hand right in, and just sort of keep pulling. Eventually you will get a hold of the heart. There we go, we can get rid of that. Just dump it wherever you want, near the watch, that's fine. Nice fresh hearts, pick up the heart. Oops, don't drop that heart on the floor. They're very hard to come by. And drop that in there, and that's surgery a success. So that's how you carry out a video. I hope you enjoyed watching. A surgery rather, and also how you do a video as well. 2 lessons in one. Thanks for watching, Keeley. Goodbye.